All right, so we decided that we're going to call these sessions because you ask. So when you see this pop up on YouTube or Vimeo or on our website, we'll talk about the content a little bit more as far as rifle maintenance and wind meters and all this stuff. But if you see the because you ask or BYA right at the beginning, it's usually a customer has submitted a question. So we had a customer just call. He spoke with Adam and he was having and struggling with his wind meter, getting it set up. Just really not maybe all over the place from how easy he thought it would be. And this is actually a really common question. So Adam thought it was a great opportunity to come in and just do a quick video and talk about this just for a minute or two. So I know I'm gonna get killed on this when I say this, but I always like to leave my tools separate from other apps. In other words, I don't want a multi-purpose Swiss Army knife in a wind meter. When I purchase a wind meter, I want a wind meter to be a wind meter. So I do not care for, this is me, and I'm gonna start right down the path of making this very simple to use, is we have them here and we've had instructors use them with the different programs in them. They do work, but one of the problems newer shooters are gonna have is that it's a very cumbersome interface to get in here and start adjusting things, or adjusting things real time, or going in and fixing things that you might have bumped or moved around. I have been on the line with many people that have had issues with their dope going all over the place or something weird happened, and they've got just a couple buttons to maneuver around to try to find and work with their dope for the rifle. So my advice for Joe, who had submitted the question, is number one, just turn your wind meter to weather, not ballistics. Turn the ballistics off. Use Forward Off in your phone, on your iPad. I'm going to recommend that wholeheartedly from Hornady. They do not pay us. They are not sponsors of us in any way, shape, or form. But it is really intuitive. They have great online tutorials on how to run it, and it is really good. Now, always print off a manual copy, but separate, number one, separate your wind meter from its job from your ballistics. That's me personally, and I'm talking to new shooters. There are people who love these ballistics apps in the wind meter, and that's great. If you really enjoy it and you can get them running well, it's no harm, no foul. It's what you like to do. But I find for newer shooters, of all the things they have to learning to use this in a ballistics mode and all the things they're asking for, all the terminology, just really gets overwhelming. So that's rule number one. Rule number two, if you didn't purchase a wind meter yet, make sure you buy a Kestrel. That would be a mandatory thing in my book. There are a lot of wind guesstimators you can buy on Amazon that are close, but these are actually calibrated scientific tools. This one I purchased out of my own pocket many years ago. This one, to get density, altitude, and the things that we would need, cost nearly $550. Now you can buy the 3500 series in, I believe, 2 different colors, and they're around $200. So it'll give you all the information that you need weather-wise for getting good information for your dope, or to modify your dope for weather with your rifle. So I recommend the 3500 series. That's my favorite. And then if you have one with the ballistics in it and you're new to shooting, turn the ballistics off for now. When you turn it on, it's going to ask you, you can go into your settings, do you want it in ballistics, or do you want it, so when you hit your little wheel up here that allows you to get into your settings, it's going to say mode. You can say weather or ballistics or easy. I always change that to weather. And then by default, if you scroll through up and down arrows, not that you can zoom in and see this well, but when we scroll through our up and down arrows, it's going to start giving us our weather information. The key things that I'm looking for with weather is going to be your temperature, your altitude, your barometric pressure, and your humidity. And then we want to do wind speed and direction. That's really what we use this for, and it's to figure out, okay, what density, altitude, or what simulated altitude am I shooting in, because that has an effect on the flight of your bullet. And then we want to know the wind speed and the direction that the wind's coming from. The other thing I want to share with you just real quick is, and hopefully this will help Joe a little bit, is when you're working with your wind meter, turn off Bluetooth. I personally would not buy one with Bluetooth in it for many different reasons. Number one if you leave your wind meter lay out in open sunlight, it's going to skew the data real time to your dope in your phone if that's what you're using, because it's getting cooked off. So it's going to get bad information, and then it's going to send that over to your phone. If this is in your pocket, remember, heat, height, and humidity affect the ballistics of your bullet. At distance, you stick this in your pocket and get all sweaty, and it's on and Bluetoothing to your phone, it's going to change the humidity sensor, and it's going to actually start skewing your data a little bit. A lot of misses at distance aren't left and right because of the wind. Just as many are over the top and just under, and that is the weather's effect on your ballistics and having true working dope for your rifle. So turn off Bluetooth if it has it. In your phone, if it asks you want to connect Bluetooth to your wind meter, say no. And then if you haven't bought one yet, purchase one without Bluetooth. That's my recommendation. So for Joe, for you, number one, get it out of ballistics mode. Go to 4-off first. I think that's the easiest place for new shooters. Lots of videos on how to run that. And then make sure that you just put this in weather mode and use it for a wind meter to put good data in the 4-off program. And in the 4-off program, you get a big screen to put in all the information a lot easier. So I hope it helps. We're going to be posting up lots of these videos. We're going to call them Because You Ask. And in this one, it's about wind meters and selecting and maybe even the easier operation mode for new shooters to start with. Hope this helped, Joe. Thanks for watching.